guys, you are welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to sew trousers for men. I have a video on how to draft it, so I'll leave the link there for you to watch for more details. So I have this fabric here and we are going to sew. I have some lines on it. Now, in order to get your crotch, the crotch that you are going to use, you need your hip measurements divided by 4 plus 1. Hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1. And so the hip that I'm using for this person is 44. 44 divided by 4 is going to be 11. Then I added 1 to 8, making it 12. And these trousers, you are going to give it a waistband. You are going to give it a waistband. So that 12, you deduct the waistband measurement from it. And the waistband measurement I'm going to use is 2 inches. And so I just deducted, and that is going to be 10. So from this is going to be my starting line. This is going to be my starting line. So from there to here is 10. 10, I will add the 2 inches band to it. And then from waist to knee is 23. And because I'm going to add a band of 2 inches to it, I made it 21. You can as well add ½ inch to it, but it will be okay. And the length of the trouser that I'm making is 40. So 40, when you take 2 inches from it, is going to be 38. And so I have 38 here. This is 38. And then the 3 inches, I added extra 3 inches for folding and also sewing allowance. Okay, now I have folded this into 2. I have folded it into 2, and this fold, you determine it by the thigh measurement of the person, because the thigh is bigger than the hip divided into 4. And so the thigh measurement is 27. And so I folded it. That is 27 divided by 2 is going to be 13.5. But what I have here is 15.25. And I have marked 1 inch line here in case I need to add extra inches to it at the waistline. I can do it here. And so this is it. And then the line I have here, so after this line, what I have here is 14. So this is it. I added, instead of marking it exactly at 13.5 27, I made it 14.28, and that is okay. So this is how you determine your crotch and the width of the fabric, the folding of the fabric. Okay, so we are going to go on now. What you are going to do is the hip. When you come to this line, which is the hip line, is the same line which is also the crotch line. Okay, so the hip divided into 4, and that is 11. And so 11, I'm going to place the 11 here. So on this same line is where you get your crotch line. So I've placed the 11 here. So what I have here left is 3 inches, which is okay. The same 11, I'm going to bring it at the waistline. Okay, then I'll come up here by 3 inches. Okay, this is how you get your crotch. So we'll come to the knee. So this is the knee, and then the knee we are using is 22. We are using a knee of 22. I'm going to make it 20, and so I'm going to divide this into 2 in order to get it well. So what I have here is 14.25. So I'm going to measure 7, not exactly 7. Okay, then on this one I'm going to get the knee round, which is 20, and I'm going to mark 5 on each. So 20 divided by 2 is going to be 10. So I'm going to mark 5 on each. Okay, so this is it. Then we come to the ankle, the length of the trousers. We are going to make it 16. And so 16, I have 14 here. That one I'll divide it equally. Then I'm going to mark 4 on each side. 4 here and 4 here. I will come to the waistline. The waist of the person is 41, and so 41, if you divide it into 2, you are going to get 10.25. And so let's say 10.5. Okay, so we'll place it here. We 10 here, then 1 inch for that. 1 inch is going to be for that, and then this 1 inch here we are going to use it for sewing allowance. So this is it. Then I'm going to turn this one this way. You can decide to make it straight if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it a bit because the allowance here is too small for me. So I'm going to pull it a bit this way. It will not affect anything, so that I can get enough here. I don't want to find myself wanting when I am sewing. That's just down here. What you have to do here is at this point, you don't just make it this way and cut. When you do it that way and you fold, you not get it equal. So just fold this inside this way. And then cut it out. So when you open up, this is it. You have this one this way. So when you fold it, it's going to be equal. Okay. I'm going to add my dart to this. So I'm going to measure 1 inch here. And then from the 1 inch, I'm going to measure 5 for my darts. Then I'll measure ½ inch on each side. Then I'm going to measure 5 inch for the dart length. I'm going to trace the same thing on this side. Okay, I've folded the fabric into 2 and I've placed one of the front panel on it, and you can see I have some space here. Now this is our starting point. So from the starting point to this, I have 1.5 inch. You can make it 1 inch or 2 inches depending on the hip size of the person. And then I'm going to add 1 inch to this crotch line. So I'm going to go up the same way. So this, okay, 1 inch also here. Okay, then the crotch line here, I'm going to add 3 inches to 8. Then I'll come here, I'm going to add 2. You can add 2 inches or 2.5 inches to 8. So I'm going to add 2.5 inches to 8. You can make it 2 inches. This is going to be your sewing allowance. You can add 2 inches as I said. Okay. This side, no need for allowance. Okay, we are going to join from the hip line to the 1.5 here. I'm going to trace the dots at the back line. Okay. I'm going to cut this. We are going to use it for the crotch line. Okay. I'm going to use this to make a flap for the front part. Okay, we are going to cut our pockets, and the pocket you need a length of 14 and also the width of 14. We are cutting 2 pockets together. So this is for our pockets, and this is for our band. So the width is almost 6 inches. By the time I will fold everything and join, it will be 2 inches. When I fold everything this way, I'm going to have my 2 inches. So we are done with the cut, and we are going to sew. And so the first thing that I will do is I'm going to do the crotch line. I'm going to do the crotch, that is the flap. I'll do the flap and then sew the dart. I'm going to trace the dart at the back on the other panel, and also this, also the back one too on this side, and then sew, hold the dart and sew, and then do the crotch. I have a video on how to make the flap, trouser flap for male. I'm going to leave a link in the description box for you to watch. And also we'll do the pocket also. The pocket also, so I have a video on how to make it. I'll leave a link in the description box for you to watch how to do pocket for men. So I'll do this and come and show it to you. So I am marking the down part. I'm going to fold it. So that's 3 inches. I'm going to fold that, the down parts. Then I'll fold 1 inch in. So I'm going to do the pocket. As I said, I have a video on how to make pocket for men. So I'll leave the link in the description box for you to watch for full details or proper details. Okay. Area, so I'm going to do the crotch area, and that one to have a video there in the description box, so please check and watch and know how to do flap, trouser flap. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with the pockets and the flap. So we are going to join front and back together. Okay, so I'm going to put the measurement on the front part. So the waist is 41. Okay, so I have 21.5, so we are going to have 0.75 on each side. The crotch line, and we are going to mark ½ inch here and ½ inch also here. Inch on each side. Then this is the ankle side, also ½ inch. Do the same thing on this leg also. I'm done with both legs. Okay, so I'm going to attach the back to the front. So this one is coming to this leg, and I'll pin everything together. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to do the same thing on this leg also. Okay, so here is it. I'm done pinning both legs. Okay, so this is the back part. So after pinning, this is the back. So we are going to join the back to the excess one. So I'm going to sew it this way. So this place is supposed to be ½ inch. Do you get it? This place ½ inch. So you join from the ½ inch to this. That's what you're supposed to do. So this is it. Then after you open up this way, see, so when you open up, this will join together. Then you will sew everything. You will sew on top all through. So when you sew one leg up to this point, you stop. sew one leg up to this point, you stop. Then after sewing the crotch line at the back, then you are going to let it face each other and join it together. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing to do is to add the band to it. So this is the band that's here. You are going to close this together, because this you are going to add rope to it. You are not giving it belt hook, so it's just rope will add. So you will sew this part together. Okay, then after sewing, you are going to add it to the trouser from this part. You open up and then add it this way and sew it all through to the ends here. Then you secure that one to the ends and then end it here. Okay, so I'll do that and then come and show it to you. I'm going to use this to be a rope for the dress, okay, for the trousers. So I'll just fold it this way. Then this one will be on top, and then I'm going to sew it all through and get a very long one as a rope. Okay, with the thread, this is it. Okay, so from this side, from the flap side here, I'm going to measure 5 inches. So I'll turn it this way. This is the 5 inches. See, then from this one to this side, so I'll measure the same 5 inches. See, then I'm going to create a hole there, a small hole. I'm going to pass it through. Okay, so I'm done with the trouser. So this is it. I gave it hook and bar, so this is it. So we are done. Now I didn't add pockets to the back. If you want to add pockets, you can add pockets like this one. I made one, I gave it a pocket, so you can add a pocket to it. Maybe I would have to bring you a video on how to make back pockets. You can have either one pocket like this or have 2 pockets. And one thing was that when I was sewing, so I didn't reduce the front part. This is not an English straw. All that you have to do is like what I have here. So this is the front of this straw. So all that you have to do is you will just come here 1 inch here, then you slant it to join to the waistline and reduce it. But even if you don't do it that way, because of the back here, the inches we added at the crotch area here, it will be okay for it. Hope you understand. Okay, so that is it for the trouser, how to sew men's trouser. Very simple. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, like and share this video. Bye bye.